Welcome to World at Work TV. I'm Allison Avalos, and I'm joined today by Laurie Monfiletto from PNM Resources, and we're talking about total rewards optimization. Laurie, to start us off, can you first define the total rewards optimization approach, and then talk about what prompted PNM to go down that path?
Total rewards optimization is really concerning how you put compensation, benefits, and other intangibles together that create value to the employee. And that's really the optimization, is trying to figure out the right mix so you have the value. PNM decided to embark on this path because we had lots of external forces that were forcing us to make changes to our benefits and total rewards plans. And what we wanted to do was to really, in order to address that, talk to our employees and say, what do you value the most? And then when it comes time, when an Affordable Care Act or health insurance exchanges come along, we'd be able to understand what employees value and make changes accordingly.
And how is that different from what you had done in the past with a more traditional approach?
In the past, the more traditional approach was really, let's find out what the best thing to do is in the field and let's just implement it. What it lacked was knowing what employees valued. And now that we know what employees value, it really helps us when something comes along, helps us with a long-term strategy. So we're not changing something year after year after year. The worst thing in the world was when October came around and I had to talk to employees in open enrollment about what changes we had to take in place, because it was nickel and diming them. This approach is helping us have a long-term strategy.
So you sort of took the emphasis off the external marketplace and being competitive, and really turned it internally and looking at what employees valued most. What were some of the steps you took to make this happen?
First, we sat down and decided to do a survey. This was a very unique survey because it was a conjoint survey. A conjoint survey is something where employees need to make trade-offs. If you want lower premiums, you probably need to have higher deductibles in health care. And so this was a unique survey in that regard. We had done surveys in the past where we asked, do you like this, do you like that? Well, everyone likes everything. This really helped us identify what they valued the most. In order to be successful at that survey, though, we had to engage our leaders and key employees. And we spent a lot of time with them and trying to help them understand what we were trying to do, and then for them to help us try to really market this survey to make sure that employees wanted to do it and that they did do it well. And we had a 67% response rate. It was phenomenal.
So what were some of the learnings, and were there any surprising findings that came out of that survey?
There were aha findings, absolutely. Training was a big issue that we had not considered. Employees of all walks of life were very interested in training, and they valued training highly, but not just the peanut butter approach of training, but training that would help them grow in their career, because they wanted to stay with PNM, but they wanted to be able to get the skills to be able to grow to the next level. The other aha was perhaps that our employees did not understand benefits very well. And that's our fault, because we use the HR terms in our industry, but employees don't understand those terms. We need to be more plain speaking about it. And we also needed to go out and educate our employees, because we live it every day. We forget that our employees don't live it every day. And it's not something that is easily understandable even for our profession, much less for our employees.
So after you completed the survey, what were some of the subsequent steps you took?
So the first step we took was to go through the data, to understand the data ourselves. And then we went out first to our senior leadership to let them know what the findings were. Then we went to our next level leadership to let them know. And then finally we went to our employees, and we went to every single location where our employees are. We have 29 locations. We went to every single location to talk to our employees, and we were very transparent. We told them everything. We told them what we found, what we didn't find, what we're going to do about it. So the next step after getting the survey was really developing the 3-year strategy. First year, we'll be looking at our compensation structure, redoing it based on what we're hearing from employees. First and second year is really focusing on training and understanding centralized training, understanding what we need and what kind of career paths we need to build. And then always really thinking about our benefits and understanding where we can emphasize and put more value into some of the benefits that they liked more than others.
Were there any hurdles you encountered along the way? And if so, how did you manage through those?
In the middle of preparing for the survey, we had a new union come to us, and that was 200 employees. So we slowed everything down. We said, you know, let's think through the implications of all this. With those employees, because we were in active negotiations, we really couldn't survey them. But we said, okay, let's figure out what would work best for us in this situation. And we were able to get other union employees who were not in this situation.
What were your personal takeaways or learnings from this endeavor?
I think that we need to be more plain speaking to our employees. They need to understand what we're talking about. We don't need to use you know, our HR industry words. We need to use plain spoken words, help them understand, talk to our employees more. What I've learned is that they're willing to talk to us. Going out and talking to them about the survey results have been phenomenal because they're willing to sit down and talk with us about anything now, and that's a really good thing.
Thanks for sharing your story, Laurie.
Thank you.
For World at Work, I'm Allison Avalos.